Hi guys, Jimbo here, the driving test guy in New South Wales, helping you pass your New South Wales driving test first go, hopefully. Okay folks, so today's video is about answering some common questions that I always get asked in relation to the driving test, such as, can I do this on my test? Can I do that on my test? So we'll go through the list and hopefully this helps you out. But before we do that, check this out. If you would like to book an actual mock driving test with me, you can do so by going to my website, the Driving Test Guy in New South Wales.
On the website, click Services, click Mock Test, then select the test centre that I offer: Gregory Hills, Macarthur, Edmonton Park and Macquarie Fields. Once you've clicked the desired test centre, then just find a date and follow directions to complete the booking.
Okay, so if you have used my videos and passed and would like to say thank you or support this channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. The link for this is in the description below. Thank you so much for those who have supported this channel. Okay, let's get down to business with today's topic. Okay, now the first question is, can I use cruise control on my driving test? Now the answer is absolutely not. You cannot use cruise control on your New South Wales driving test. The reason I would think is that cruise control is getting pretty smart these days. Not only do you set a speed to keep at, but cruise control can sense the car in front and start slowing you down, managing your speed and managing your crash avoid space, which are the things that they're marking you to do, not your car. So, no cruise control on a New South Wales driving test. Okay, now the second question is, I have a car, it is lowered, it has a noisy exhaust, it has fancy wheels. It's a hoon car. Can I take this hoon car to my driving test? Now the answer is yes. As long as the front, side and rear indicators work, the 3 brake lights work, it's registered, the tyres are good, yes, they will take your hoon car for the driving test. Now there is a part B to this question, which is really what the person who asked this question is really alluding to. It goes like this: if I take my hoon car to the driving test, will the examiner look at me and then mark me harder? Now I think to answer this, we really need to reword the question to be a little bit more honest, okay? And it goes a bit like this: I am a hoon, I plan to drive badly once I've passed, but I do plan to drive correctly during the driving test. Now, if I do drive correctly during the driving test in a hoon car, will the examiner mark me harder? Now, the answer is no. They won't mark you harder. They'll mark you as per the test specification. They'll mark you the same as if you turned up in a Corolla hybrid. So no, they won't mark you any harder. Probably not. Okay, now the next question is about the car again. My car has dark tinted windows. Will the driving test examiner accept this? Now, it really depends on how dark it is. I mean, if it's black and you can't see out of it, I don't think the examiner will take you out, okay? If it's maybe one shade darker than the legal limit, you probably will be okay. So I suggest if it is really, really, really dark, probably not take that car for your driving test. Okay, now the next question is quite bizarre. Can I take my mom on my driving test? Now the answer is no. You cannot take mommy on your driving test. You can't have her sitting in the back and her holding your hand while you're driving. You've got to drive with 2 hands. So no, you cannot take mommy on your driving test. Now the next question is, if I take a driving school car to my driving test, will I be marked easier? Thinking that, well, you've obviously had lessons, so we'll mark you easier. No, it does not matter what car you take to the driving test. It gets down to how you drive. Now, there may be stats that show that attending in a driving school car has a higher pass rate purely because that person may have actually had driving lessons and is better at driving for a driving test. But it's not the fact that they present in a driving school car as meant that they pass the driving test. Okay, next question is, can I take my car to the driving test that has a dent? Now, it depends on how big the dent is. If it's just a little mild dent, well then you should be okay. If you've got, say, more extensive damage and like the bumper's half hanging off, well then no, they won't take you out. So if you're not sure about this, well then I would say don't take that vehicle. The next question is, my car has a cracked headlight or a cracked brake light or a cracked indicator light. Can I still take that car for the driving test? Now the answer generally is no, they won't take you out if one of the front or rear light lenses is cracked. Okay, next one is about the car again. My car has an engine check light on or has an airbag light on. Will they still take this car for the driving test? Now, in my experience, an engine check light you get away with. Now, I can't guarantee that one. There's always going to be that one examiner that might take exception to it and say this car's not roadworthy. But generally, engine check light, not a problem. Now, the ABS light is different. If the examiner sees that that light is on, they know that that airbag is not functioning, and therefore they may feel they're not in a safe environment and they will cancel your driving test. So my recommendation is, if you do have one of these lights on and you have other options to take another car, take the other car. Okay, the next question is, can I use my reverse camera on the driving test? Now, the answer is yes, you can use it, but, and this is a big but, it's not marked as a head check. So when you're reversing and you're actually moving, you certainly can refer to your reverse camera and your mirrors, but they are only marking that you point your eyes out the back. So that's why you'll see in my videos, we check the back with our eyes, we can use the mirrors or the camera, and we keep doing that sort of to and fro motion. So yes, you can use your camera, but they don't mark it as a head check. It does not replace the rear eyes out the back head check. Now, the last question today is, don't they fail everybody on the first attempt so they get more money out of you when they rebook you? Now, the reality is this. They make less money when they fail you because they're only charging you the initial booking fee, roughly $70. Now, in the case of when they pass you, they're earning more money because not only are they collecting the initial booking fee, $70, they're also collecting the issue of the license fee. In the case of a P1 license, that's another $70. And that's twice as much they earn when they pass you than when they fail you. So there is no financial incentive to fail anyone. Okay, folks, so that's it for today. Hopefully I've cleared up a few questions that you may have had in relation to the driving test. Now, if you're new, please subscribe. Press the notification bell and the like button. Please do that. And the most important thing you should do is stay safe.